This is going to be such a monumental game for women's basketball in general. And I'm just very excited about it. I hope we have the right refs in play that are able to handle this kind of game because this is going to be a very intense game. It's going to be a very baitable game. You know what I mean by that?
People can be baited into doing things.
In a sense, right? There's going to be things that are going to be baited, meaning Kim Mulkey is going to be trying to get phantom calls called. That means that there's going to be talking. There's going to be, y'all saw the South Carolina LSU game. That was a mess. So there's going to be a lot of things that I hope they put the right refs in play who have been a part of this, that know how to control themselves, and that know how to deal with what we're about to deal with.
Kachine, will Kim Mulkey make contact with an official on Monday?
Probably. I mean, honestly, I will say this. She's definitely going to be out of her coach's box. I can tell you that.
She's always out of her coach's box. She's always out of her coach's box.
Does she even have a coach's box? Like, at this rate. I mean, I guess that's what you get for winning how many ever championships and being in the game for however long she's been in the game for. I don't know at this rate. I don't have any other excuse besides that. Because damn, she be on the court. She might as well go play defense on Caitlin Clark. Like, that's how hard she is.
How do you think we can defend without fouling? LSU is great at drawing fouls. How do you think we can pack the paint, force them to shoot from outside, or do you think we can pack the paint and force them to shoot outside? Thank you for the super chat, Hawkeye Homer.
Hawkeye Homer, I don't want to answer it because
you don't think they can pack the paint?
No, it's not an easy thing to just be in the game plan to not foul. Like,
yeah, correct.
There's so many variables with that. I'm just going to hope and pray. That's what I'm going to do. And I just think we have to harp on the word discipline. Like, we got to remain disciplined in all aspects of the game. Do not reach. Hannah, you can't be reaching doing stupid stuff. You just can't do it. Your hands got to be straight up. You can't reach to get, a steal. I don't want none of that. I just want you to play straight up defense, turn, box out, get the rebound, and run. That's it. I don't care I really don't care if the girl scores a point. If she can stay out of foul trouble, run the floor, and box out, I am totally okay with that.
I thought Hannah Solke got away with a couple fouls today that she was not called for inside.
Absolutely.
Can you talk about that for a second?
Yeah, she definitely got away with I would say at least 3. But
that's going to be if she gets in foul trouble early against LSU, because we've talked about her being one of the only real athletes on this team who exudes athleticism, and even though she's playing out of position, she's undersized at the 5. They need her on the floor. I know you said Addison O'Grady's going to have to play, but.
And the crazy part about it, and if I pray, and I'm going to send Zen vibes to the coaching staff, but I'm sure they know, and so I'm just going to say it. LSU misses more buckets, chippies, than anybody else in the country. And they're okay with missing them. Why? Because they get an offensive rebound. So never think that just because they have an open layup or they got you beat or whatever, that is a bucket. 9 times out of 10 is not a bucket. So we've got to secure, box out, and secure the rebound because they get all of their points mostly on offensive rebounds. It's insane.
Want to thank our sponsor here from the Hawkeye of the Storm, Under the Kitchen. Randy Engel has been with us through it all. We appreciate Randy and his awesome artwork down in Des Moines. Check it out if you haven't already done so. Visit Under the Kitchen on Facebook, or you can also visit his new website. It's underthekitchen.square.site. This is a way you can support NIL and the Iowa Athletes. Plus, you're supporting this show and a small business down in Mitchellville. Again, that's underthekitchen.square.site. Thank you to Randy Engel at Under the Kitchen in Mitchellville.
I don't know if I'm alone on this, but I've been begging for LSU all year long. I want the rematch. I think we got their number.
You're going to get it.
Yeah, no. And maybe I'm a homer here, right? And bleeding black and gold. But
Yes.
boy, I tell you what, I probably watched too much women's basketball now. I haven't watched a men's game for I don't know how long. But wow, watching South Carolina, scouting them up, watching LSU, watch the South Carolina LSU game, and I tell you what, I'm just not scared of either of those teams. I don't know. It just call me stupid. I'm not scared of them.
I'll agree on this, Rob. I think I agree with you that I think they match up a lot better with LSU than they do with South Carolina. Just because I think, first of all, I think I have more faith in the discipline of South Carolina, even though what you said, Kachine, here a couple of minutes ago is fair. That they've kind of been weird at times. They lost their cool against LSU in that tournament game. But, yeah, I mean, LSU has not been overly impressive of late. I mean, again, everybody's, for the most part, the exception being the fourth quarter against Middle Tennessee State, everybody's playing them close. And, the only thing I'm a little bit concerned with is the short prep. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know they have a short prep too, but Iowa's the team that kind of has to respond with the chess play here, Kachine, because they're the ones looking to correct what happened last year in the national championship. And maybe Lisa Blue would say, we don't care about that game. That was last season. It's a different year. But, they gave up a lot of points in that national championship game. Defensively, they were bad. I don't remember what the rebounding differential was, but it wasn't good. So even though I agree with you, Rob, I think they match up better with LSU than they do against South Carolina. I never wanted either rematch. I was hoping that they could avoid both of these teams and still make a run to the championship, but alas.
Well, just looking at LSU's lineup, watching them earlier, I came home and watched the second half of that game on tape before I watched the Iowa game, just to kind of get into the mood. And Van Lith does nothing offensively for that team. It's almost like they ignore her out there. They don't want her to do anything offensively. Pretty good defender.
Their downfall, but that's none of my business.
Angel Reese, I think we can contain her. If we get to run, I think Hannah can outrun Angel down the court.
That she can.
So to me, it's back to Sid Folter. Sid is the factor for us. I think if Sid can contribute defense against Angel Reese, hold her own on the boards, and of course, if we're hitting our threes, that's the team that's going to go all the way.
This comment earlier that I wanted to get to, LSU being different than last year. Carson's a player that's not around this year, correct? She moved on.
Yeah, she's not around, but before that game, she was a non-factor.
Yeah. So is there somebody on that roster that in the rotation that you think could be that player for LSU on Monday, where they kind of emerge, especially if Iowa's giving up shots from three and kind of settling for making LSU take shots from outside?
Michaela Williams.
Okay. And she's done it before. It's not like she'd be totally.
She's done it before. Yeah. So I think that, like I said, she's coming back from injury. She's kind of still getting her feet wet. Doesn't mean she could just catch fire, because she definitely can. And she, at the beginning of the year, was their most consistent three-point shooter. So for me, and she could play. Like, I talked about her way back in the beginning of the season. So that's the one person I feel like, to me, is their X factor. As far as Angel is going to be Angel, and Anissa Morrow is going to be her, Flau'jae Johnson is going to be her. But I feel like, kind of how you said we're not talking about her, that's a person that can hurt us.
We'll talk to you Monday night after Iowa LSU. Big game. Tune in Monday, 6 p.m. Central Time on ESPN. We'll talk to you then.